Okay, I think we are live. Turn this up a little bit because the last time I went live, the game audio drowned out my mic. So, what is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay, and we are back for another go round at Raceroom, mainly because I wanted to talk about the reveal for the big update coming up. And give me a second, folks. Let me pull up the chat here. Adrenaluke, how you doing? Mainly because I wanted to talk about there we go. I can see the chat until I'm ready. So yes, they did reveal the update, and getting right to it. The update, I would give the update on a scale, I would give it a 7.5, even an 8 out of 10. Part of that is because whatever they had planned for us, I was hoping it was going to happen today, but we are not going to get this update until March 24th, which is next, today's Wednesday, next Tuesday. And that's going to be the day before the big update for Project Motor Racing. So, I mean, in that aspect, it's going to be back-to-back days where I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming Raceroom on that Tuesday, and then streaming Project Motor Racing the next day. So, but they did do a premiere video today revealing the upcoming update, and I was listening to it from work, but where I work at is kind of noisy, so I couldn't hear everything. And not only that, the furniture that I was building at the time, I had to stay zeroed in on that, so I couldn't listen to the premiere word for word. So, but I caught Traxy and GG's. I caught their video of their breakdown of it because they were actually given early access to one of the cars. So with this update, let me go ahead and switch scenes. So here's the video from Traxy and GG. I kept the volume turned down because I don't know what type of group they are. I don't know if they would come along and strike me if oh shit. I'm sorry, missing shit. Eric B the Realist, what's up? What's up? My long lost brother. So I'm just looking at their timestamps for references, and the first one is a free car. And this is the Alpine A110 Cup car. This is a free car. It's a pretty neat looking car. Wait for him to come back. So yeah, that's a pretty good look at the car. So yeah, that is free. And then moving on to another one of the cars. This is the Alpine 110 GT4 Plus. That car will not be free. You'll have to buy it. Given how, let me see here. I've wanted to try this car for years. I'm a fan of it. So I'm excited. I've never driven the Alpine Cup car in any sim before. I'm not terribly familiar with the Alpine brand to begin with, but I'll definitely check it out. So yeah, this is the 110 GT4 Plus. And like I said, this car, you'll have to buy it. And given how much Raceroom charges for cars, this car will likely be $5, maybe $6. Which I think is cool. And then the third car is, to put it in simple terms, it looks like it's going to be an all-electric Mini Cooper. So I don't know if that car is free or not. You know, if I have to buy it, I'll probably buy it and take a look at it, and then it'll probably just go in the garage because you know me, I'm mostly GT3, GTE. And then so let me see important changes. This time stamped right there. This is just footage. So to talk about the important changes, I guess compatibility with wheels, you know, setting the steering rate, sensitivity. I guess you're going to be able to like do it manually and then match it up within the game, which is cool. I never really had any issues with steering sensitivity or steering ratio. Another update that they did was that they're going to do what they're going to do is gamer tags or name tags above drivers in online races. So that's cool too. And we'll get to the tracks in a second because I almost forgot that. Now, one update we didn't get that I was hoping we would get, nobody seemed to mention it, is that when you register for a race, you can choose to go into a practice session, but it'll be a message warning you to keep an eye on the time because there's no notification, and that's supposed to be coming in a future update. I was hoping it would happen this one, you know, just like with Le Mans Ultimate. You go into a practice session if you're already registered for a race, and you go to a practice session a couple of minutes before the race starts, you'll get a notification that the event is about to start. And I think that's like, as far as some gameplay changes, that's really all I can think of that's really relevant to me. And then the tracks. So I'll save the best one for last, but there's one track called Adria. Sadly, I've never heard of this track. But I think this track is located in Italy somewhere. Oh, look at that. They got Corvettes outside of there. Street Corvettes. And then the second track, Vallelunga. I'd never heard of that track before either, but this was one of the tracks that when Raceroom was giving out hints and was saying, can you guess the track, yada, yada, this was one of the tracks. So yeah, that'll be cool. And lastly is the return of a track that they already had that I did not know that the license had expired, and that is, here we go, Spa. Okay, so hold on a second. Let me check here. Raceroom, known to have exotic cars, not found in any other games. Yeah. So right now, Raceroom is the game for super touring. So like when you Le Mans Ultimate, the first thing that comes to mind is hypercars, P2s, and GT3's. I think GT7. I think road cars is what comes to mind. You know, regular street cars, because it says that it's the real driving simulator, but I guess, you know, the street cars is what seems to move this game, because they look how much they, you know, try to kill us with all these SUV updates, you know, adding all these SUVs. When you think of Raceroom, you think of the super touring cars, and that's pretty much the identity. The old DTMs and the super touring cars, that's the identity of Raceroom. And I think Project Motor Racing was looking to establish its identity with GT1 cars, and, you know, maybe even GTEs. But as I will get to in a minute, they still had to read the writing on the wall with Raceroom. So anyway, Spa, they are getting the new Spa. Now, I guess the old Spa that was on this game, the license expired and they had to get a new license. And so now they got a new license. And instead of so now there's going to be a new Spa. I guess let me run it a little bit right there. Oh shit, let me come back. Something with my mouse, I'm not liking the way it clicks. I'm putting it dead on the target and it's not clicking. Okay, so right here where I'm moving the mouse around in a circle, that tower right there leading to Eau Rouge, that tower, I guess, is under construction in real life. And Raceroom was able to include this tower into the new Spa before anyone else. So that is absolutely cool. So I guess the new grandstands and all this stuff. So basically, this is going to be an accurate version of Spa. So that is really going to be cool. Kevin Scott. They said Ferrari license is expired and they hope to renew it. You know, I was going to get to that you mentioned it with the Ferrari thing. I'm beginning to wonder if Ferrari is really difficult to deal with, because there are some games there are some titles that don't have Ferrari. And I think Raceroom doesn't have any. Well, I guess the only Ferrari that they're missing would be the hypercar, the 499p. Now, from what I'm understanding, all the Ferraris that are still in the game, those are yours. If you bought them, they're yours. You can still use them. But moving forward, until they get the license, there won't be any more Ferraris listed. So if they're working on renewing the license, I would like to think that at some point they might add. I think it would be possible that they might add the Ferrari hypercar. I think you have to. But yeah, I'm wondering if Ferrari are some assholes and you have a situation where they won't give anybody a license unless you make their car the meta car on the game. Also notice like Project Motor Racing doesn't have any Ferraris. So when it comes to especially the hypercars, the GT3's, the GTE's, like most of the major classes on Project Motor Racing, bottom line is they don't have any Ferraris in that game. I hope that they're working on getting a license, but if they can't get the license, more than likely you'll probably see people make knockoff Ferraris through mods and stuff there. Forza is not going to receive any more. Is not going to receive any more content. No more tracks, no more cars. So that was already determined. So that's got nothing to do with any kind of discussions with Ferrari or anything. And let me see what other game. Automobilista 2. I don't know. I don't know if they got any old Ferraris on the game, but they definitely don't have any current Ferraris on the game. So that makes me wonder if Ferrari is some hard people to deal with. Which is why Lamborghini is better, in my opinion. Okay, cool. So, damn, I kind of went out of order of the things that I want to talk about. So, while we're still on the subject of Raceroom, let's switch gears. And this is the part that I'm really excited about. Raceroom to create latest Aston Martin, Ford, Lamborghini, and Porsche GT3 cars. Known for its diverse range of cars, even Raceroom must bow down to the popularity of GT3 models, confirming 4 more. So it's like I was telling people. It's like I was telling people with Project Motor Racing that the game, I think was originally going to be called GT Revival, which means it was going to center around the older cars from the 90s and the 2000s, the GTs and stuff. and I think they saw, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, they 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 saw what was going on, and they knew that the GT3s and the hypercars were the two most popular classes right now. Now the GT3s have been the most popular class for years, but I think I honestly I think Max Verstappen's dominance in F1 kind of shifted people towards a different class of racing, and I think that helped spark the popularity of the WEC. And I think the WEC and Le Mans Ultimate grew together, and now is like just about every game, I think with the exception of GT7, tries to have a few hypercars and a good lineup of GT3s. So that brings us back to Raceroom. The game's got a lot of GT3s in there to begin with, but they've added, out of these 4 cars, I think 3 of them are huge. So let's read on. I don't want to show you guys that just yet. Raceroom has just announced several new cars and tracks for its Q1 2026 update, but it's also looking further ahead. During a Grid Talk presentation, the free-to-enter sim racing game confirmed that it's working on 4 new GT3 cars. As an official virtual platform of the DTM Motorsports Championship, last year it released a 2025 season pack with the BMW M4 GT3 EVO and real-world liveries, but some of the car models raced were notable only by their absence. Okay, so here's 2 of the cars right here. This is huge. This is huge. These are 2 cars that I'm extremely glad they're getting these cars, but I didn't think they would be on the game. I did notice that, I don't think the game has any Aston Martins on here. So with them adding the Aston Martin Vantage GT3 Evo, that is huge because that's a GT3 the game doesn't have. And not only that, since they acquired the license to add Aston Martin to the game, maybe they will add the Aston Martin Valkyrie hypercar. So that's huge. And then this other one right here, image DTM Ford Mustang GT3. That's huge. And I can't wait to drive that car because I want to hear how it sounds, because with these GT3s that's got, big engines in them, I think the AMG, the Mustang, and the Aston Martin are arguably the best sounding cars that's got that grunt. Like the Porsche sounds like a high-tech wind-up toy, but I like it though. So yeah, that's going to be huge. I can't wait to see what that car is going to sound like. And the other 2 cars, let me see, the Lamborghini Temerario GT3, if I butchered that name. And I think that's going to be the new Lamborghini that you're going to be seeing on tracks. And then the Porsche 911 GTR 2026, which is basically the current car that's out there right now, but with 2026 liveries. It was first reported 12 months ago that the driving title was trying to secure Aston Martin and Ford rights. Negotiations, which now appear to be completed. It would mark the first ever Aston Martin for Raceroom upon its release. An exact date for which is not yet known. That's one of the unfortunate parts, but at least we know it's coming. The Porsche is an evolution specification of the current 992 generation already available, while the Temerario I'll go Temerario, is an all-new GT3 competitor, and it is yet to appear in completed form for a single racing title. All 4 of these models are coming in the real-world DTM competition this season, with an official esports series expected to tie in with the championship once again. All right. So I got one more thing to talk about. So that's thanks for the updates. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I got one last thing to talk about, and then we'll get into a race or two, and that is Apple Vision Pro will be supporting iRacing, and the Apple Vision Pro is basically like a VR mixed reality headset. It is very, very expensive. This thing is $3,500, and in terms of the colors and the sharpness, some people feel that it has the best colors and the sharpest picture in VR or XR or mixed reality. It can also do some things that's really, really cool. Like for instance, I think like a real world hockey game, you'll have a tabletop right in front of you of the actual people playing a hockey game, and then you'll have the real live game itself on a big screen. I've seen them do that. The Quest actually does that too. I've seen them do that with a soccer game before. And I think they're going to be doing that soon with Formula One. So that is huge. Also, when you watch movies, I think you can also like you can watch the movie on a big screen and set the rest of your surroundings to match the movie. If you but anyway, the reason I think this is big is because you see the VR headset that I got right here. The Apple Vision Pro is going to support X-Plane 12 and iRacing, and you'll be able to stream it from your PC via the cloud, which I have no desire to do that because, you know, I don't trust the latency. But I think what's huge about this is the mixed reality pass through, because being that I race in VR, I'm wearing a headset, so I cannot see my actual wheel, my racing wheel in front of me. And because of that, I have to memorize where all the buttons are. I have to remember how I mapped them out, and I have to remember where all the buttons are. But with this Apple Vision Pro, you can use mixed reality to blend your hands and your real life steering wheel into the game. So you'll be able to see the racing, you'll be able to see your actual hands and the actual racing wheel. So you won't have to memorize the buttons. You'll be able to see the buttons. And I think that's huge because I've seen that done before. You know, that what you're looking at is nothing new, in the sense that I've seen people use mixed reality to impose the real life hands and wheels into the game. But those guys aren't in VR. Whereas I do race in VR. So that's huge to be able to see your hands and the real life racing wheel in VR. But yeah, $3,500 is a little rich for my blood. So, all right, I think we can. I think I can go ahead and turn on speech chat. And we can get on with some racing. All right. So yesterday, was it or the today's Wednesday? No, it was Monday that I was last live. So yeah, the free race they have this week is a really good one that really took me by surprise because I had never heard of the track. Oh, just in time. Improved qualification. Let's see if that notification is still there. Yep, right there. That notification, it lets you know that you know, you got to watch the time yourself. because in a future update, you will get notified when the session is about to start. Everybody seems to prefer the BMW for this race, but the Porsche, from what I'm seeing, absolutely kills that BMW on the curves.
That lap was a 1:33.40. Lap time was at 31.65.
That's my fastest quali lap. That's my fastest quali lap. I think my fastest lap in an actual race might be 131.1. All right, let's hop on in here. Oh, there's only 3 cars in here. 4, 5. Okay. All right, here we go. People starting to fall in. Now this is this is the GTE class, which I absolutely love. It's just a shame that they only have 2 GTE cars in this game. Damn, look at everybody falling in. That must be why the thing is so janky.
Pit lane speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour.
That sounded pretty good. I think overall, I think Raceroom, their cars overall sound pretty good, especially with this being an old game. I think each game has a specific car where they might have done the best job at it. And so with Raceroom, I think they might have the best sounding Ferrari 296. I think when it comes to this car that I'm driving here, the Porsche 911 RSR GTE, without question, Automobilista 2 has the best sounding one. They have the best sounding car. The AMG Mercedes, I think that I think it's a tie between, honestly, I think it's a tie between iRacing and Project Motor Racing of all games that has the best sounding AMG. The Mustang, boy, that's I don't know, maybe a toss-up between Project Motor Racing, iRacing, and Le Mans Ultimate.
All right, Clay, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
So yeah, I could go on and on talking about the cars. I think
Exit looks clear.
which game has the best sounding car specifically.
We need to get some heat into those brakes.
I kind of don't get why everybody's using the BMW for this race when the Porsche absolutely kills that car on the curves.
Fastest lap for Jimenez, 132.44. White flag. Fastest lap for Jack, 132.39. That's a new fastest lap for Berry, 132.14. Just 2 minutes left, so 2 minutes to go. Sector 2 is 0.41 off the pace. Fastest lap for Jimenez, 132.05. Quickest overall, you're now 0.07, quicker than second. Sector 3 time is fast.
So I got the fastest lap so far in practice. But I won't be on pole.
Sector 1 time is good. Brake temperatures are fine.
Cut the track.
That's a new fastest lap for Berry, 131.70.
131. See,
The car ahead has just done a 132.00.
oh well. Damn it. So now I got the third fastest lap. But again, I think my fastest lap in an actual race was 131.1.
At Adrenaluquid.
Checker flags out, P3.
Sir.
That's the end of the session,
I'm back.
P3.
At Adrenaluquid. Said. Hey Ken.
Glad you made it back, sir. Let's get ready. And something that I forgot to ask everyone, if you would be so kind to hit that thumbs up, I would appreciate it.
Said. I wish the Ford GT-LM GTE car was in Raceroom.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of my favorite cars. That was one of the reasons why I bought Project Motor Racing, because they gave you the entire GTE class as a pre-order bonus. And the Ford GTE, as far as being able to drive that car natively in VR, GT7 and Project Cars 2 and iRacing are the only cars, the only games where I can natively drive that car in VR. Any other games where I've driven that car in VR, it was because of mods and stuff.
15 minutes.
Let's go. Let's go, Voltron
Okay,
Force.
Get ready. Go. On your left. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Yellow flag. You're still
Had a
there.
dive bomber.
Green flag. So you're clear. Still there. Still there. Still there.
Give me room, dude.
Clear left. Keep it within the track limits.
Come on, dude. Whoa.
Berry is now on the right
At
side. To your right.
Adrenaluquid. Said. I would join your lobby, but I've already done enough racing today.
I feel you.
Car left. Hold your line.
Yo!
He's still there. He's still there. He's still there. Clear left.
Dude, push me wide.
Okay, Clay, just keep hitting your marks. This is looking good. E5. Yellow flag. Green flag, yellow flag. Car right. Acknowledged. Pit stop requested. Incident clear. Green flag. Guy in front's reputation is Take care. Schneider. Our reputation is 73. Our rating is 1.4.
Yeah, we'll go back and look at the replay on that. Even though Raceroom is normally clean, this particular race this week has been chaotic.
Warned about track limits. Yellow flag. The leader has just done a 131.59. Car left, clear left. Incident clear. Back to green flag. P17. Yellow flag, stay sharp. Green flag, go clear. Okay, Clay, the next car is Almeida. That's a white flag. The gap ahead is now 1.8 seconds. It looks like Trua has binned it. Sector 2 is now green. Okay, Clay, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Keep it neat and tidy. We still might get something out of this. P16, that was a 132.26. On your right, clear right. Green flag sector 1. Almeida is now retired. This guy's not got a good reputation, be a bit careful here. Trua, and their rating is 1.5. Fastest lap for Mary, 131.56. You're reeling 14th. In the gap's now 2.2. Trident behind is increasing. It's now 2.6 seconds. 15th place.
Shit.
Alright, Clay, watch the track limits, please. You have 7 incident points. True up ahead is now 2.5 seconds. Half distance, fuel looks good.
Seriously, man? You know what? You're gonna sit right there.
Quite a lot of aero damage. You might have to come in and get it fixed. You have 19 incident points.
We're gonna let you sit there and think about what you did for a second.
You have 27 incident points.
Unbelievable.
Callahan has retired from the race. You have 35 incident points.
Unbelievable.
Trua and Salgado have binned it.
What was the point of that?
Incident clear. Green flag. Come on, take the banger racing. One more collision, you'll be disqualified. Come on, get it together.
They said one more collision and I'm disqualified.
At Mr. Jazz 1996
Sector 2 is yellow.
said, "Man, that was outrageous."
It was crazy. What was the point of it?
That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes.
I mean, he went from blocking me to like outright taking me out, putting me up against the wall. I have never encountered something that crazy in Raceroom. That's the kind of shit I would see in Forza or GT7.
Oh, Clay, please watch the track.
I got a flat spot too. I got damage and I got a flat spot.
Stop this persistent cutting.
We'll go back and check the replay. Oh shit, one more incident point and I'm disqualified. I can see the front end of my car is all bent up, so it is damaged. That damage has affected the handling. The steering wheel's cocked slightly to the left. I feel vibration that seems to resemble a flat spot.
This will be fastest lap for Rivera, 131.43.
I'm gonna have to, when we go back and check that replay, I need to see if that guy was, if he was just dirty or if he targeted me for something that might have happened in the race earlier.
Sector 1 is yellow.
Yep. Yeah, I think I've got
At Mr. Jazz 1996 said, right.
oof. Yeah, I definitely got some serious damage. Also got some suspension damage too. Just unbelievable. Oh, that was dangerously close.
Yellow flag. Ferry has won.
What's he waiting for?
Car right. Clear right. 15. That's
That
it.
was-
We're done. Bad luck, Clay.
That was unreal. I have never experienced anything like that before in Raceroom. "32 minutes before the next one." So yeah, we got time to go back and have a look at that. Ah, shit. I didn't mean to do that. I turned the car upside down. All right, let's go back, try it again. I meant to get the chase camera. Can't have halfway think straight. Just totally blown away by what happened. All right, select camera. We want the chase. Look at that right there. That was already the first bad sign of this race, is this black BMW right here trying to push me off the track. That corner was wide enough that he did not have to push me like that. Whoops. So let's see who plowed into me. See if something happening. Holy shit. Is that how far back it started happening? There was nothing he could do because he had already got clipped and sent to a spin. There was nothing he could do. So yeah, that red BMW took him out and sent him right into me. Yeah, right there, that red BMW sent them into me. Coming up on that BMW right there, I think he's the one that blocked me and then just outright took me out. And all those incidents are going to hurt my reputation too. What was the purpose of that? It doesn't get any more blatant than that. Now, I normally wouldn't do this, but I mean, since that was so deliberate that he put me up against the wall, I decided to trap his ass and wouldn't let him out. Only 3 people registered for that race. Then the next GTE is in 20 minutes. Yeah, I did this race last time. Ugh. Yeah, that's about it. Either I wait 20 minutes and do this race again, or I go ahead and hang it up. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of tired too. Oh, shit. Yeah, unfortunately, this particular racetrack combo, I've had a couple of good races, but I've also had a few chaotic ones too. So, in the next race, we'll no doubt have a huge pileup. I'm trying to debate if I want to wait another 20 minutes and go through that shit again. What happened to me right there? That's the type of shit you see on GT7. Just some absolute juvenile shit. How long have I been on? Damn, over an hour already. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and hang it up for the night. I'll be back somewhere between tomorrow and Saturday. Let me see what the weekly race is for this one. Group 4 and 5 at Zandvoort. What's group 4? I'd have to take the group 4 car. That would be my preference if I was to do that race. So yeah, so I'll look to do Project Motor Racing again this weekend. I'll probably have to start hosting rooms because that game is still struggling to find a user base. And I will look at the possible weekly races on Le Mans Ultimate as well and see what we can come up with. Or there's still a lot of races to choose from on Forza too. That's another possibility. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and boogie on out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm a little bit tired, but wow, what an absolute crazy race. Oh, damn. Sorry, folks. So So I will see you all in a day or two, folks. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever, long live the king, and deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you soon.
At Mr. Jazz 1990.